Hey guys on YouTube, it's Laundro-Matt back again. So a bit of a different video today, just purely and simply because I just need to update on a few things, because I've been sort of away for a little bit, haven't really been uploading much. So I have moved house, that's the main reason why I haven't been really uploading much, and you know, also I've been super busy at work, plus trying to move house. You know, it's wild. Like, you know, it's just like, you can imagine how much there is to do moving house, so it's just been full on. And also, I haven't really had much of, you know, I've only really just sort of settled into a point now where I can, you know, I can actually start doing laundry, let's say for pleasure. Like, you know, before I've just been so busy that I've just, I've just been so busy that I've just been trying to get as much done as I can in a short amount of time, and you know, I don't just want to rush things when I'm making videos. So there you go. So yeah, I did move house. The new house has a room out the back that is sort of built as a rumpus room, or a rec room, or a, you know, it's just a separate space that's you know, perfectly built for housing washing machines, although I don't know if the landlord, you know, had that original intention in mind. But yeah, so what's happened is I've set that room up now. It's all good to go. I just need to fine-tune all the plumbing and everything. It's just going to be a plug-and-play type situation. I'm not going to put any permanent plumbing in or semi-permanent plumbing in, because I just I don't want to have that really set up like that. I just want to be able to just plug in when I want and use whichever machine I want. It's fairly dangerous because it gives me more space to collect, which you never know. You never know what might come through the door. When I've got more space and less restriction, it's never done well in the past, but we will see. It's why we ended up with 109 washing machines between me and Shakira Love Forever anyway. Let's be honest. And having, you know, it was ever since I bought a car that could accommodate picking up washing machines. You know, previously I'd had just small cars, so I'd not really been able to pick up machines. I'd managed it, like, you know, there was a few instances of me and Elliot, Shakira Love Forever, sort of roping up machines on the back of the car, the tiny little car. It was a Mazda 2, and you know, poodling off up the freeway with that thing hanging off the back very precariously. Yeah, that's been known to happen. Same with Elliot's cars as well. We've, you know, Jimmy rigged things to the backs of that, and yeah. But ever since I bought my dad's Honda CR-V off him, which just gave me a massive amount of space to collect, to be able to pick machines up, because it can literally accommodate anything. It can accommodate you know, big massive American top loaders, which is where Elliot's is pricked up, because they're sort of his gig. They're sort of his favorite machines, is the big American top loaders. So, you know, and then just all the little ones. So there you go. I'm gonna stop talking now, and I'm just going to put a video on just of my new house and my new laundry setup and the new wash house out the back, obviously. You know, I've moved into a 70s home. It was the only one that I could really find that you know, was within my price range and was only 3 streets away from where I originally lived, so it's not bad. But yeah, like I say, it's got that massive purpose-built rumpus room / wash house / whatever you want to call it. There was a massive desk in there when I moved in, and I've moved that inside the house, and I'm using it as my desk now, because my desk had previously sort of started to collapse, so it kind of worked out well. So yeah. But yes, the house is a 70s build. It's the laundry is still original. They haven't renovated it at all, so you'll see that. It's one of those big, you know, Australian houses of a certain era. You sort of worked your way through the house, and at the very back of the house was the laundry, where the bathroom, the toilet, and all the water connections were, and that's where the laundry was. and then you went out the back, and that's what this house is. So purpose built, everything works really well, plenty of space, so that's what I want. And yeah, I've really enjoyed settling in here. It's been a really nice house to settle into. You know, Elliot Shaquille forever helped me move, which was fun because of all the houses, because of all the machines. But yeah, there you go. But we're all settled in now. I'm getting up to speed with everything and starting to reclaim a little bit of time for myself, which means I've got more time to do this sort of stuff. And yeah, so stay tuned, and you will see, you know, once I click off here, it'll go straight into a video introducing you to my new laundry room and my new rumpus room / wash house. So thanks guys for sticking with me. I'll see you all soon, and have a great day. So this is the doorway into my new laundry room. Okay, so this house is a 70s build, potentially earlier. I don't think this suburb is older than the 70s, to be honest. So we've, you know, so I think that's the era we're sort of looking at for this house. I probably could look it up online actually, because realestate.com usually have the year that these were built. So anyway, so this is my current setup. Now this is what I call a good old Aussie laundry. So because it's very open, it's quite big, it's very open. The sink is in the middle, so you've got flexibility sort of either side of the sink to do things. You know, I imagine, you know, the way that these taps are pointed. So just a note on these taps as well is that they are the dual purpose taps. So, you know, they've got the tap down here which powers the faucet, and then you've got the tap up the top here which powers the washing machine taps. You know, these are pointing that way, so you would assume that the washing machine was always on this side, or always designed to be on this side. So, you know, but obviously we can, you know, add the extra fittings so that we can plumb in a washing machine on this side. Excuse me, my hay fever is absolutely kicking my butt this season so far, so excuse me for coughing. Now, this is the only door out the back, so, you know, there's no other door to get out the back, so you have to go sort of through the house and through the laundry to get out the back. Again, that's quite a sort of old school Australian way of building a house. But, so, the first machine I plumbed in was this, because I thought this sort of fits the house quite nicely. I like the fact that when you turn the corner into the laundry room, that's the first thing you see. A good big old Aussie top loader. You know, it's the Hoover 1400. It's a fabulous machine. You know, there are videos of it on my channel, but I'm going to put some more up of it, you know, running in situ. You know, this cabinetry, this storage rack was already there, and that's obviously been filled up. Because I've just got too much stuff. It's only when you, well, I knew I had a lot of stuff, but, you know, it's only when you start packing up to move house that you think, I've got a lot of stuff. A lot of detergents, that is. But anyway. So yes, the machine that I, you know, chose to put in, because it, you know, it's a fabulous machine and it matches the Fisher & Paykel quite nicely as it stands as a stack. So it's a Visa Ghidorah SL. We found this online just before we moved house, just before I moved house, I should say. It's one of those moments where you know, a Visa pops up on Facebook Marketplace for a reasonable price, in bracket, you know, i.e. under 500 Aussie dollars, second hand, and I just sort of snapped it up because I thought these things do not come past on Facebook Marketplace. I don't think a lot of people bought them initially because of the high price tag. You know, they're $5,000, you know, starting almost, so it's a lot of money. So for these to come up second hand, it's quite rare. So, you know, I did snap it up. It's, you know, it's an earlier model than the one that we've already got. The one that we managed to pick up a few months ago. I prefer this one completely because it seems more sturdier build. It looks nicer. It doesn't like to sort of, you know, Jenga across my floor when it's running. It's got a 1600 spin. The other one's only 1400. Still, it doesn't have a jet, which I thought these higher end models would have had a jet, even, you know, in these earlier series. But okay, obviously not. I'll do some videos of this because it is a really nice machine. It sort of fits nicely, you know, and it all fits nicely in this little corner. You know, the fishy heat pump dryer sits on top quite nicely, and there's perfect space for the Bosch slimline dishwasher, which Elliot laughs at, but it's actually a fabulous dishwasher. Like, it really is. It's a little powerhouse of a machine. Originally, I had this idea that there was enough space for a full-size dishwasher, so I was going to put in the vintage Zanussi/Blanco in its spot, but not quite. So I could have the Blanco over there if I wanted a full-size dishwasher over there, but I kind of like this whole 1, 2, 3 setup. You know, it's like the slimline dishwasher just fits in perfectly. I'm never gonna, like, you know, unless I'm actually cooking for other people, I'm very rarely gonna fill a full-size dishwasher within a week. So I'm gonna end up running it half full anyway, just to run it through. So, you know, slimline dishwasher works perfectly for me. Okay, got the Panda spin dryer set underneath there, so that's always ready to go. What else? All right, so if we just turn around and come into the kitchen, so this is the like hallway. You know, you've got your baby blue retro bathroom there, which is, you know, it's very cute and very retro, but very strong and sturdy built, so it's all fit for purpose. My bedroom there, which is nice and dark and cool at the minute, and then you walk through into the kitchen, you know, which is again a good old Aussie kitchen. You know, it's got this sort of freestanding chef brand. It's a new one, but it's, you know, it's still sort of a freestanding electric stove, which isn't my first choice, but I don't really have much choice, obviously, when I'm renting. But I've sort of popped over here the Hoover-Matic twin tub, just to have something there, and it's also gives me a bit of extra cabinetry. You know, and I've popped the coffee machine on there, but that coffee machine's not staying because it's too big, and it's, you know, it's a good coffee machine, but I prefer a pod machine, to be honest, because it's much easier to clean up and it's not as needy. This machine is incredibly needy, this coffee machine. So I've popped the Hoover-Matic Deluxe there just to fill a gap and, you know, give me an extra something to pop on there, and it's perfect. It wheels up to that sink perfectly. The tap is perfectly set up that you can just pop the hose on. I'll do some videos of that running in situ as well. You know, the PowerPoint's right there. Everything is all perfectly set up for that just to be wheeled across and used. And I have been using it quite a lot actually recently, just because I've been quite time poor. So it's been good just to whip through the washing fairly quickly without too much faff. Well, it is a bit of faff because it's a twin tub, but you know what I mean. But yes, very basic, box standard chef freestanding oven. So let's go out the back. Alright, so the beauty of this house is that it came with a outdoor room, which to anybody who collects appliances is an absolute godsend. You know, and I've been very lucky to finally have one. I haven't had a full-size one properly yet. So anyway, so we're going to go out the back. I don't have much of a back garden. You know, this room is there. You have an outdoor shed, and so the side gate, that's the mat from the kitchen. I put the twin tub on when I'm using it, just so that it doesn't rub on the floor too much. But yeah, if we come in here, it's not as organised as it well. It is what it is at this moment. Put the light on. Okay, so much like Elliot's got a room out the back of his house, I now have a room out the back of my house. So this was obviously originally built as a rumpus room or an extra office space when the house was built. So that's what it's been used as prior until I've moved in. I haven't had a rent inspection yet, and it's going to be very interesting to see how landlords and real estates respond to this being used as this sort of space. You know, it may be a case of, you know, you need to get rid of them, that's not what this space is designed for, and it's like, well, what do you want me to do with this space then? What's it designed for? Because at the end of the day, there's no stipulation on what I can and cannot store in here. And it's a concrete floor, it's not going to be damaged by these machines at all, there's no weight issue on it. Yeah, I mean, the only thing that I may have to do when I leave is respray the concrete floor back to the colours, you know, because they've got it sort of sprayed to make it look a bit neater, I guess. But yeah, anyway, so this is it. I've put machines, sort of organised them, you know. I will keep chipping away at this, you know, but then I've also just dumped in these extra bits here just to get them out the way and out the house. Excuse me. So yeah, Miele set, Bosch set, Hitachi top loader. That's my favourite, one of my favourites. Hoover Boss 800 RL, Fishy Clean Smart 10 kilo, and then Fishy Intuitive, who's looking a little bit sad over there and needs a wipe down, but I'll get to it. Bosch Max Advantage, that's sat there. Siemens, we've got a good old Hoover auto sensing reversing dryer. One of the really good vented dryers from this era, especially electronic. LG washer dryer. Managed to pick up a Hotpoint Aquarius sensing dryer randomly. Just one of these things that randomly pops up on Australian Facebook Marketplace that someone's obviously brought from the UK and then gone, don't really need a dryer or whatever. Or it's lived in their garage for years when they brought it and never used it. I think that's pretty much what he said. He says they never really used it because it's Australia and we dry in the sun in Australia. Not me. But yeah, Panasonic. Picked up a Kogan dryer. These are just a Midea made vented dryer, but they have quite nice styling and they are actually a really good vented dryer. They're nice and big, and you know, they have a drum light and all that jazz, and they were very cheap when they were initially sold. So anyway, Elliot's got the Whirlpool version of this, and I think I've done a video of it on my channel. But yeah, Hitachi twin tub, which needs it needs new feet, or it needs all its existing feet ripping off and just being made into a non-rolly abouty one, because it's as crooked as a dog's hind leg at the minute. These sheets are, got them cheap off Marketplace, 50 cents each, just to cover the machines for rent inspections and things like that, just so that it's not blindingly obvious what this room, what is it's, you know, it's a wash house, whatever, you know, just to sort of take the edge off it more for the real estate and the landlord than anything. And also for my mother, because when my mother comes around, she's going to have questions. Let's say that. We and Elliot and I like to say that she's going to drop the proverbial bollock. But hey ho, I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. Blanco dishwasher, that was originally going to go into the laundry, as I previously said. It's a Zanussi, but branded as Blanco in Australia. You know, they were sold through rather exclusive kitchen fit-out companies. Blanco is very much that brand that was used. And yeah, but very much a Zanussi at heart. Still needs a bit more cleaning up, a bit more spraying and whatnot, but yeah. That's basically it, guys. So I'm very happy to have this new space to be able to do this sort of stuff, and enjoy my hobby a bit more and really get that, you know. I mean, that room is perfectly set up for filming because there's a tray drain here, which, you know, you can use for draining out machines. You know, the tap and the hose are all over there. There's a double power point in there. So what's not to love? Anyway, so that's it. That's the tour of the new space. And this is why I've not been around much, because I've been trying to get everything set up and still trying to work full time as well, which is a mission. But, you know, we're there. So, yes, I will see you guys soon in the next video. Not sure what it'll be yet, but I will make a decision and you will see me right there. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.